ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the TWB. Tonight, we're going to be talking about Smackdown Go Home Show on the road to Backlash. I want to start off by saying this show started off decent. I liked the tag team match with LA Knight and Damian Priest versus Solo and Jacob Fatu. What's your thoughts on it?
I didn't like the match because it's making Solo Sokoa look like a jobber.
I agree. I did not like that Solo Sokoa took the pin again.
And you know what? That was kind of the theme of this night. There was a couple of wrestlers on this show that pretty much jobbed out tonight. Carmelo Hayes is another one.
Yeah.
Chelsea Green is another one.
Yeah, taking the pin. It's like, is Triple H trying to make a statement? You had the Street Profits taking the pin.
I don't know what's going on with this booking, but I don't know, man. Like I really don't. It's like, what direction are we even going in? Like, what are we doing?
I don't even know, but I would say the ending of the match made Drew McIntyre. You see Drew McIntyre hit a Claymore on Jacob Fatu.
That was probably the best thing on the show right there.
Yeah. That caught my interest a lot.
The Claymore out of nowhere. Okay, that thing's looking better than the RKO right now.
Watch out, Randy. But yeah, that's actually the only thing that's actually was pretty good besides the main event. Before we get to the end, let's talk a little bit more about this tag match. You have Fraxium calling out the Street Profits, saying they basically learned from Shawn Michaels, that if you want opportunity, you just take it. And then you have Nick Aldis love the idea of the newcomers versus the tag team championship. Do you feel like they're purposely trying to take the belts from the Street Profits?
Well, first of all, let's start with the visuals of the Street Profits and Fraxium standing in the ring, just looking at each other in the eyes. Fraxium has to look up, of course. It looks like boys amongst men. And I don't know, like, I find it hard to believe. Like, I like Fraxium, and I like the Street Profits. But there's this visual, and it happened in another match. Chelsea Green, that match. It happened in that match where it's just the visual. It's like, man, I get David versus Goliath. But can we also, like, come back to reality?
The only Goliath that won a match was Nia Jax.
Because if you think about it, Jade is supposed to be a Goliath. She's like chiseled. She looks like a superhero. Nia just looks like, whatever. I like Nia. She's a big woman, etc. Right? But like the person that should win, right, lost tonight. And that happened in pretty much like every match. Except for another tag team match with Andrade and Rey Fenix. They were supposed to win. That was the obvious choice.
Yeah, of course. Because, they're teasing the breakup.
Yeah. I know we're jumping all over the place right now. But honestly, SmackDown was all over the place. So we're just matching the same energy. So we'll start off with the tag team match with the Street Profits and Fraxium. Okay, honestly, it was a great match. Great match. Both teams showcased, a lot of their signature moves, and, we had a lot of double team action, fast paced, hard hitting. And I was surprised that Fraxium went over on the Street Profits, but at the same time I wasn't, because, when the Street Profits came back after getting attacked by DIY, right? Months ago. And they had this attitude adjustment, right? they started cutting those backstage promos and vignettes and whatnot, and like they were looking real serious. That version of the Street Profits is not the same version that we have today. They got beat, and then they raised the hands of their opponents. Fraxium. They're standing in the ring as if they just won something. The Street Profits, right? The Street Profits that had the attitude change would have beat them down after the match. I mean, they were crashing out on everybody. So, I mean, this kind of goes to show, like, it was a moment. The attitude change, them winning the tag team championships, like, I need Street Profits to be booked a little stronger than this. Otherwise, I can't take them serious.
I agree, but I also feel like this match was just a little taste to see when Fraxion goes against the Street Profits. I'm pretty sure the next go around, the Street Profits is going to beat them.
I didn't even need a taste, though. We could have got Fraxium beating somebody else for a number one contender spot. Like, I hate when the champions get beat and then you get like that eliminator style, right?
Yeah.
That AEW loves to do all the time. Okay. So we beat the champs, then we get to face them again, and then we have to beat them one more time. But you already beat the champs. So even if they beat you, you've still beat the champs. I don't know. What does that say about the champ?
Not taken seriously. To close that out, we're going to talk about the next match, Chelsea Green and Piper Niven with Alba Fire versus Zelina Vega and the return of Alexa Bliss. That was Selena coming out.
Not interested in this at all. I still believe Zelina Vega is getting the push that she's getting and featured on TV like every week now because Aleister Black just came back.
Of course.
Tell me when I'm telling lies.
She's still not getting no reaction.
Nope.
It was so quiet. They had to literally cut her music short and introduce her special partner, which was Alexa Bliss.
And she's the United States champion, right?
Exactly.
But she gets like a quarter of an entrance. And then who comes out? Alexa Bliss, and she gets the hometown pop. Okay. And they mentioned that she's only wrestled like once since she's been back in the WWE.
Mm-hmm.
And she was gone for like 2 years. 2 years. And this was a nothing match. You know, Zelina and Alexa Bliss won. It was another bad visual where you have like tall Chelsea Green and Piper Niven, which is also another big woman like Nia. And they can't beat little bitty Zelina Vega and little bitty Alexa Bliss. Like, that's crazy. Mind you, Chelsea Green, former U.S. or United States champion, and Piper Niven, multiple time champ from the UK and all that. I get it, that's not supposed to even exist, but she reminded us before she had that, what was it, Clash at the Castle?
Yeah, when she was going against Bayley.
Okay, so we got reminded of that. I mean, she was strong enough to go against Bayley at the time, right? Almost beat Bayley. Now she can't beat little bitty Zelina Vega or Alexa Bliss.
I can't wait till they take the belt off of her. So, moving on from that Snorefest, we had a little backstage segment with Rey Fenix. He runs into Santo Escobar in the backstage. And, you know, pretty much Rey Fenix didn't let Santos get a word out, telling him he has nothing to say to him. He beat him last week. There's nothing to talk about. And Santos just has one thing to say when he'll go. Who said anything about a conversation? So you have the Las Garza visually ambushing Rey Fenix.
I don't know. It's just like a simple way of getting to a match. I don't really care for this.
Yeah, like
I mean, clearly they're trying to establish like a lucha. You know, I don't know. Like, it's like they're just basically just they're doing better than the LWO. I mean,
Yeah.
everybody in LWO except Ray. Like, you could throw the LWO away and just leave Ray. Dragon Lee, he could be a solo act that you wouldn't care about.
Mm-hmm.
So with Santos and Los Garza and like, or what are they? Los Theros, or what are
Los Garzas, the cousins.
right? Like, anybody cares, okay? Like, clearly they're trying to do something with Berto. Like, he's splitting away from Santos. But from there, like, what's he gonna do? Join another group, or is he gonna be on his own? And if he's on his own, I mean, good luck.
Exactly. So moving on from that, we have Charlotte Flair little segment. Basically saying she feel like that was the greatest WrestleMania match for her
Mm-hmm.
because she'd been gone for about 2 years for a knee injury. The crowd really wasn't feeling Charlotte.
Man, was she gone for 2 years too?
Yeah.
Wow.
And I mean, I must say, like, the women's division was fine without her, but that crowd was not feeling Charlotte. Like, every time she tried to get a word out, they just keep booing her, booing her, booing her. And it's to the point that she literally walked off. Before she walked off, she warned the crowd, if y'all don't show me no respect, I'm never coming back. They still booed her.
Good luck on your future endeavors. No.
Yeah, but as she was walking out, you get Jade Cargill coming out. And of course, Jay had to put her little 2 cents in saying, Charlotte, wait, wait, wait. Now, before you go, you had your chance. Now head back of the line.
Adios.
Amigos.
Yeah, it's a little. The crowd took over. I mean, as they should. Moving on.
Yeah, I don't know what they're planning to do with Charlotte at this point. I know she had a little segment with Nick Aldis explaining how unprofessional she was leaving the crowd out there.
Mm-hmm.
And before she left, you have a little face to face with Alexa Bliss saying we need to talk. So we'll just have to see what they're going to do next week and the next few other weeks, how that's going to go. So, we have the match started with Jay Cargill and versus Nia Jax. What do you think of that match?
It was a decent match.
You
I'm
see
not gonna
Jay
lie.
adding some new moves.
Yeah. I wish she wouldn't do the super kick. I don't like when tall people do super kicks. It
or
just looks kind of
pop-ups when they're too
stupid.
tall.
Yeah, like, I mean, that the pump kick is fine, and usually when she connects with it, it looks pretty brutal.
Mm-hmm.
But super kicks, like, no, you just need to delete that from your whole arsenal of moves. Nah.
She I don't know, because Nia Jax was like doing lead in the match, but actually that was probably Jay's a little bit better match. That was an okay match.
I
for
agree.
Her.
It was one of her better matches. Like, in WWE, as far as solo, it was her best match so far.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely, this was definitely better than who'd she wrestle recently. It wasn't Tiffany Stratton, was it?
Yeah, it was.
Okay, that match wasn't as good for whatever reason. But this match was actually pretty decent, and like, I give Nia her props because she most likely led this match. And if you can make Jade look better in the ring, you're doing something right.
Exactly.
So go ahead and make sure Nia get that employee of the month, or she get a bonus or something.
Not the employee of the month. Well, to describe a little bit of the match, of course, Nia Jax won with a pinfall because you had Naomi attacking Tiffany Stratton. So I want to talk about that a little bit. How I see that Naomi's trying to go for the women's title with this character. Of course, we know if she goes for it, she's not going to win it because the character is still new. I'm just saying.
Hey, don't put that into the universe.
I would like her to win.
Of course.
But they still
so
trying to put it together.
let's just stick with that. All right? Because Naomi has been putting in work. Naomi makes anything she's a part of interesting. and that's the caution Naomi. The glow Naomi, I didn't really care for that too much, but
No.
like until she got with Bianca, then I was like, okay, I kind of like Naomi now, right? But this caution version of Naomi, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
this is money, and I hope she goes for the women's title. But honestly, I doubt she's gonna beat Tiffany. I would like for that to happen because I don't feel like everybody has to hold on to a a title for like a year or whatever. Like, let's shake it up. Like,
Yeah, it gets stale after a while.
yeah, like if Naomi was the beater, maybe Naomi holds on to it for like 3 weeks or something, and then she gets screwed out of a belt or whatever. But like, I'm not saying hot potato the title, but like not everybody has to have this super long reign, especially whenever they only defend it like maybe 4 times in a year.
Yes. Let's talk about Aleister Black versus Carmelo Hayes and with The Miz.
Talk about it.
This was a good match. They Aleister Black and Carmelo Hayes work really well together. Even though, granted, it sucks that Carmelo Hayes took a loss again. Especially he just won the Andre the Giant thing.
Well, who's booking the show?
Triple H.
Okay. Who's pushing DIY and Motor City Machine Guns?
I hope
And
he's not.
I'm just saying, like, clearly Carmelo Hayes isn't a favorite. I don't know. Like, he taking all these L's and just selling the most ridiculous stuff in the ring, like that roll up pin. I don't know. Can we get Shawn Michaels to book this show already? Like, like what are we waiting on? What? How long we got to put up with this?
Oh my goodness.
Like, how long do we have to put up with this? They couldn't put Aleister Black against somebody else, or I don't know. The Miz couldn't screw Aleister Black out of this win. Like,
That's what I was hoping for, just to add a little something different. It's like every time someone signs someone, it's always the same old, same old. They win a lot of matches. Like, are we supposed to believe that they're unbeatable when they first come in?
and also my thing is, okay, if you put the Miz and Carmelo together, and Carmelo won the Andre the Giant, he got this big change, supposed to be like a change of attitude, like he's refocused, type of thing. Okay, we know the Miz is a heel. Why couldn't they just cheat to win? At least it still protects Aleister Black. He could have looked strong in defeat, and Carmelo could have looked strong, even though it took a little bit of underhanded tactics to win. But, like, why does Carmelo always have to take a L? What, the only person he done beat so far is Andrade, right?
Exactly.
Like, oh my God. Like, I don't know. What are we doing? I just keep asking the same question because I'm confused. The booking is just confusing.
Well, as we all know, Aleister Black won.
Hold on. Who's pushing Zelina Vega?
Well, yeah, and the crowd is. I don't. How long is she gonna be a champion? It's time for that belt to come
No,
off.
I'm just saying.
Like, I was
the
really
booking of
hoping.
this show is ridiculous. No wonder everybody keeps saying SmackDown so boring.
Yeah. Like, I'm telling you, the only thing that was interesting is when Drew came out, Claymore, and the Fraxium. I don't think the crowd got any louder after that.
Yeah, the tag team match between the Fraxium and Street Profits. That was probably the best thing on the show, even though I didn't like how they, what they did after the match, holding their hands and stuff. Like, nah, we don't need to do all that. And then the Claymore. Other than that, like, everything else was forgettable. I mean, I did like when Naomi came out in the tag too, and she had that funny, that crazy look on her face. Like, I like that, but all the other stuff was just, oh my gosh. Listen, right now, I feel like we watch SmackDown so you don't have to, okay? This was not a good episode. This was the go home show. This was supposed to sell you on Backlash.
I was hoping them to put Selena and Chelsea Green in Backlash.
Yo, the only thing this sold me on was a good night's sleep, okay? That's about it. It got me ready for bed. And honestly, I would rather be in bed right now than doing this review, because there's nothing to review. Nothing happened on this show. If you missed SmackDown, you didn't miss anything. Well, you missed one thing. You missed a really good tag team match between the Street Profits and Fraxium. Other than that, you ain't missed nothing.
And then John Cena little promo. It was okay.
And John Cena said a lot of nothing about a promo. Basically, Randy Orton is a fraud. Randy Orton will end up putting one more legend down himself.
Ooh.
And then he'll basically, show that he's a failure.
Again. Like his drug.
what did he say? Like a drug test from like 2006 or 16 or whatever. I
Yeah,
don't know.
that was. I was like,
I
dang.
mean,
He
it was
just
a
went
good
personal.
line. It was a good line, but ultimately, like, yeah, he didn't really say nothing. He didn't say nothing new. He was just there to boost the ratings, to remind people of the pay-per-view that's coming, or PLE that's coming up, Backlash, and for Randy Orton to pop up and RKO him. Because you got like a Randy Orton decoy at the end of Cena's promo. Cena gives him a attitude adjustment, and then Randy Orton hits him with an RKO out of nowhere. So that's how we close the show.
I don't know. I don't know if I'm looking forward to this match tomorrow. I, but my question is, after he's done with Randy Orton, who's his next opponent?
Good question. No idea right now, cause like, who else is really being built up right now? Nobody. It could have been Drew McIntyre.
Yeah,
It could have been, but he's going after a U.S. title.
I wonder if Cody's gonna come back.
I wonder if CM Punk is eventually gonna make his way to John Cena.
No, not right now because he's dealing with Seth Rollins and Paul Heyman.
Right, but I said eventually,
We'll
because
see.
the Seth Rollins thing ain't gonna last forever,
No.
and Cena ain't got too much longer.
Yeah, that's the question. Who's taking the belt off of him? Some people say he might retire the belt and then make a new belt. I can see that happening.
I still believe that he'll turn babyface before he's gone. I still believe that.
I don't get why.
Because-
Because you think Cody's gonna turn heel?
Well, that's a possibility, but
I mean,
at the
Cody
same
been
time,
fighting
remember,
to turn
look,
heel lately.
at the same time, remember, this whole John Cena heel turn was out of the blue. This was not even a part of the original plan. So, I think they will close his retirement tour, with whatever plan they originally had for him, and it's gonna be a babyface turn sometime before he retires.
I really hope Cody comes back as a heel. I know he been fighting it, talking about he don't want to be a heel because the whole fan thing. But I'm telling you, if when he becomes a heel, he will have a big fan base because he's gonna remind everyone of a Homelander. He has it.
Yeah, I honestly think one of the reasons why he'll end up being heel is because of how ridiculous he looked at WrestleMania. So he's got a chair in his hand, and he's supposed to hit John Cena. Because look at all the stuff that John Cena, The Rock, Travis Scott, like, they embarrassed this dude at Elimination Chamber, okay? And then he's got the perfect opportunity to put Cena down. Oh, nah, man, I can't do it. It's not in me. And then Cena low blows him, hits him with the title. 1, 2, 3. You're no longer the champ. And Cena just made history. Come on. I know that hurt.
Yeah, it should have hurt. I mean, you just basically just made Cena took the title. Remember, Cena kept saying in all his promo segment he is going to retire the belt. And then he said Cody doesn't have it in him to get the job done. And Cody proven. Remember, Cody also said it to Kevin Owens. Now he sees it's not easy.
That's why everybody can't do the job. You know, everybody can't be champ, and everybody can't be Homelander. It's got to be Cody.
It got to be Cody. And I do see why people would think John Cena would turn babyface, but it's like, how do we get there?
I don't know. Not my job to book. But all I know is that we need to get there, okay? And we need to get away from whatever we're doing right now because it's boring.
I agree.
And that's all I got to say about that.
Well, that pretty much conclude our SmackDown review. Obviously, like we said, if you didn't watch SmackDown, you ain't missed anything. Just stay tuned for our Backlash review tomorrow. hopefully after we got this go home snore show, Backlash is gonna be better.
I'm really hoping that this show is good, because if it's not, I'm shitting all over it.
Dang. I think millions of people will when they leave comments, because I don't even remember how Raw was. Raw even good?
I don't remember Raw. I mean, most of these shows, nobody's going back to see whatever happened, because like all of it's forgettable.
Yeah. So like I said, I hope Backlash steps it up a notch.
I mean. And that's gonna wrap it up for this video. Like, subscribe to the channel, do all the things you need to do. Catch us on the next one.